Welcome to another episode of False Nine on the Kendall Sports Network. If you're new, please hit the like, hit subscribe. Make sure you click to get notifications. Follow us on social media. On X, you can find us. Mark, where can they find you?
Right
Find
there.
me at Paramount Pete. We follow all the Kendall Sports Network shows. Um, the podcast. We have the Dolphin Chronicles, This Week in Miami, and of course, False Nine. How you doing today, Mark?
I'm a little tired, but end of the week, Friday tomorrow. So
Friday Junior.
yeah, Friday Junior. Tomorrow, we got the Panthers. So let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's get the show rolling.
All right. Last week we called in sick. We had some PTO. So we'll go ahead and backtrack to the Montreal game.
Yeah.
Um, you know, tell us about the Montreal game.
Um. Well, in true Inter Miami fashion, started off on the slow foot. Going down 2 goals. But before we get to that, I really want to talk about the structure of the team that was put out there. Um,
We knew
and
Toto was going to be missing from start
yeah,
from the
yeah,
day
and yeah,
because of
because
the
he
yellow
got
card.
yellow card accumulation, so he wasn't gonna play. So we knew Sergey was gonna jump in that slot, and um, Matias Rojas got the start coming off fast start right, in that New York Red Bulls game. He was gonna start. He earned it right there, and then Benja, Busquets, and Grasso round out the midfield. But tactically, I think Tata really tried to outthink himself, had to play into what Montreal wanted to do instead of us, really playing our game. And defensively, especially dropping into the 4-4-2 is kind of weird. Bengham wasn't really finding his foot playing next to Busquets in the middle. Then towards the end of that first half, he kind of moved out to the right and he found success. But again, the start of the game is where we really lack, strength. We lack cohesion. We lack, the first 10 minutes are really tough for us at times. And it showed again here. I mean, we were really high up the pitch. Like our midfielders were really high up the pitch at one point, and Chelo got caught up out of position. Sergey was out of position a couple times, and one of them ended up to bite us. It was off a throw in, and Chelo was really high up. Sergey doesn't have the pace to catch. I believe it was Lasseter who played in that ball to Bryce Duke, and Bryce Duke goes on the counter and puts it in five holes calendar. There's really nothing you can do. But that's where why are we so pushed up? Why are we so high? Why is the defensive line so high? Why is Busquets so high? Why is Gressel not dropping back a bit? Those are the things that need to be worked out, kinked out in the beginning of the game. To really have a good 90 minutes from one to the end. And
Yeah,
I
it was
think, yeah, I think Tata figured it out, but he didn't need to do anything special for this game. It's a Montreal team that was missing their two most lethal players up top.
I was really surprised the turnover you spoke about on the throw-in.
Hmm.
Really surprised at just how much space they had on the transition. It
I
felt
think,
like they were running for days.
yeah, I mean, I think that also plays a part to Sergey and Chelo not playing a single minute next to each other the entire season. That was their first game together, so the lack of communication, lack of cohesion there, really, and you saw it through the game. It really wasn't there, as it is with Toto and Cello, who play off each other, who can cover each other's backs and stuff like that. Sergey needs to play deeper because he doesn't have the pace that Avilas has, so he can't really advance himself that much. But
Yeah, we've seen Aviles make those runs
mhm.
where it's, and I used to call it the DeAndre Yedlin, where you just see the screen and you just see full
No,
sprint,
yeah, yeah,
running back, except
yeah,
Aviles usually does it in on pace with a break, where DeAndre used to see the ball pass and then he was so far up the pitch that he was running back.
yeah,
But I wanted to touch up on something you mentioned before.
yeah.
You said you didn't like the 4-4-2. Why?
I the 4-4-2 I don't mind defensively, but we need to have the right players in that scenario. There was times that, Rojas wasn't sure if to drop back to that left mid position or to play as like a 10 next to Messi, or if Benja was, covering for one side, or if Busquets was playing deeper and who would play that, right behind Messi, a little higher up the pitch. And then essentially it got moved that Gressel slotted over, and then Benha played out right for a little bit, and there was a little bit more cohesion there. Yeah, the 4-4-2 I really don't mind. I think it's good. Um, Even if you have a single six in Busquets and you have like four midfielders in front of him, like we do at times. Um, it just depends on who you have next to them. Like we're missing our best eight, and we're missing a very good six player in Redondo and Gomez. So making up the ability for those two guys is big. I think Bang had kind of struggled to find, good form in this game. Um, but it is what it is. I would have liked to see a little more Yannick Bright, to be honest, a more defensive minded player, maybe instead of Gressel in this game, have that, security behind Busquets and stuff like that.
Okay. And then the other thing was that Montreal game.
Hmm.
What is it with this team? What is it?
With
We always
Montreal.
get scored on first before. Okay, we'll decide to play.
Dude, I don't know if they like playing from behind and saying, "Hey, look, we'll give you guys a goal because we're gonna score four and we feel bad," or I don't know. I I really wish I can put a finger on it, but I don't know why. I just think we have like these lapses, like these moments of like misjudgment, and we just like try to not to play simple when we should just play simple, and then we get scored on there. Like, okay, let's just go score four on these guys. I mean, this game could have been 3-0 at one point because Chanois had a great shot that Calendar saved. Credit to him. But it was two, and the second goal they got off another transition play. It seemed it was like they played a ball into the middle of the field. They played it out wide. Jello came over, slid. They played it back across the line and back into the middle, and he slotted it back past Calendar. I mean,
And there's
the
nothing
home.
Canada could have done there.
No, no, but that's where like there was so much space in that midfield. That's where I was talking about. You need to have like the correct tactics in that midfield to start off the game, because then you're down 2-0 like we were here.
And then, okay, we saw the game Matias had before the Montreal game.
Hmm.
Absolute difference maker, creative, catalyst, spark, whatever you
Hmm.
want.
Yep.
We knew and we talked about that in Copa America and, you know, during possible either injury or rest time or whatever, that Matias would be a capable replacement for Messi in terms of skill set. Obviously, he's not as great. But oh my God, I was not expecting that free kick. Oh my God, that left, ooh, that left foot.
Yeah, that was something special.
Oh,
But first I want to talk about the stupidity of the MLS rule that if you take treatment on the field, you have to come off for 2 minutes.
you talking about the two that because Messi was off the field for that, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like, yes, he took a knock, he got treatment, and he got back up. He got a bruise. Come on, dude. Like, why does
But
he have
the
to wait
rule,
2 minutes?
the rule
Yes,
states that if it's a yellow, it's okay.
it wasn't a yellow. It wasn't a
Right?
foul. It
No, no,
didn't.
I'm saying yes.
But
I'm,
still, the,
I'm
the, the
going with
rule
you.
is It is stupid. That rule is utterly dumb. W- Why do you have to stand? I don't get it. But
Why do
none.
you think it's utterly stupid?
Because why, if you receive treatment, if you go, okay, go get spray and stuff like that, the magic spray that they have or whatever, the spray of wonder, as we call it, you
Hmm.
you get it, you get up, and you come off until the referee waves you on. Why does he have to wait a maximum of 2 minutes to come back?
Do you think that that rule was made not for that specific scenario? That Messi was out for 2 minutes. But late in a game, where all of a sudden everyone starts getting hurt,
Yeah, it's part of the game though. It's in the game. Everyone does it. There's not a every league does it. Lowest league, highest league, Sunday league, everyone does it.
so when we play, when people are playing at Kendall Soccer Park,
Yeah,
Kendall in the name, Kendall.
Sun,
At the Kendall
yeah,
Soccer Park, you have guys
yeah.
getting
You,
ready
I,
up.
yeah. Okay, go up. I mean, I mean, whatever. But I'm not going to take away from Matias Rojas absolutely putting a wonder of a goal in. I mean,
Disgusting, just
my
absolute display.
God, the way that ball moved, cheese to the
Is that there's
right
nothing
of
the
the,
goalie can do? Nothing.
and my goodness, like out of nowhere too. I mean, granted, I know he struggled with Corinthians and because of the contract, he wasn't happy. But man, he can play. Like his left foot is really good, and I'm
I want
excited to see
Julian
how.
Russell nowhere near any free kick ever again.
I mean, to be fair, he played a decent ball in yesterday,
He
but
did. He did.
it's once it's every 1 in 3 free kicks you might get a Gressel good ball in. But
But
man,
when you have
Matias
Messi and
Rojas,
Matias, what forward?
I mean, because you want an out swinging ball, maybe I don't know. Just depends on the situation.
So we're down 2-0, and we get this absolute crack of a goal from Matias.
Hmm.
And I was like, all right, you know, 2-1, go into halftime, come back out, look for an equalizer. But out of nowhere, your boy,
A
Mr.
dog.
No Knees, the guy who apparently, according to the receipts our fans have, you talked and said that he was retirement
It
bound,
was
had
not retirement. Never said any of that. None of that. He's on pace to like break my prediction of 15, 17 goals when I first said it. And then I upped it to 20. So we'll
yeah.
see. But man, the way he contorted his body to put his left foot in front of that ball, in front of Lassiter, huh? I mean, it's just instinct. Like that's how you know he's a world class player, a world class striker. Like to have that knowledge in that in uh, this guy. What I miss? I was doing homework. Alex, what?
I'm so sorry about that, guys.
Are we
Technical
starting?
difficulty.
We're starting.
No, 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 no. It's
What I
I got
miss?
frazzled and excited to see Alex comment again. It'd been a little bit since we had heard from him, and then I got PTSD from homework, and I got frazzled. I apologize, but yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you didn't
No,
miss
I
much.
no. We're talking about Luis Suarez and equalizing the Montreal game. I mean, that's
And the
when
crack of a
that
goal from Rojas.
yeah that. I mean, we can talk about it all night. Honestly, I'll watch it every day. But that goal, what it did to Montreal, it just deflated them. Like they were
It
up
broke
2-0. It crumbled them. It squeezed them. I mean, like on a corner kick in the back post, you're expected to clear it. They
and
didn't clear it. It took a deflection, and Suarez put his left foot on it, and he scored.
what I was gonna say was in okay, so the mechanics of what he did don't make sense if you have a whole bunch of time to think about it.
Hmm.
Because just like you said, the way he contorted his body just doesn't. It didn't make sense for him to do it almost on autopilot. Is insane,
I mean,
completely
he,
insane.
he just put his body like he put knowing him. I mean, knowing he can get his left foot onto it and block off Lassiter's angle to touch the ball is what is what did it. Like he just used his hip, used his body, put his left foot in front of it, and scored. And I mean, we're going into halftime 2-2.
Yeah, which to be honest, I did not. That wasn't a scoreline I was expecting when,
No,
especially
just
when we started.
no. It was a game that we struggled. Like Montreal's had a good game plan for us this season. I mean, they played well against us. Um, Credit to them, honestly. Like they really take us out of our game. Um, and we struggle to find fluidity. in that first half. Apart from the last 15 minutes, I would say. We found our footing, and then in the second half, it was just us trying to grind out that breakthrough goal, which eventually came off of Matias Rojas.
So Tata said something after the game, and I think it matters in context of a game of two halves.
Hmm.
Said that he had adjusted to the opponent we had, and at halftime or whatever during the game he realized that he needs to stop adjusting the game to the opponent.
Yeah.
That he needs to focus on making sure Miami's playing their game, and that our talent will carry us through. Do you
Hmm.
think that's what happened in the second half?
Yeah, I think he just simplified the game for them. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than just playing possession, finding Messi, finding a third run behind the line instead of trying to make something of that midfield right now. Just keep it simple, honestly. Like keep it simple, stupid. Like kiss. It's very like it's not rocket science. Just keep keep the game fluid, keep it simple, recycle the ball, find possession, find feet, and you go from there. Like the simpler it is, the easier it'll be because teams are going to get worn down and they're going to get really antsy. I feel they're going to make stupid tackles and they're going to go in and pull players out of position. And Messi can pull players out of position just with his movement and finding another player over the top and stuff like that becomes even easier. So the more we keep it simple, the better it is for us.
So, okay, what you're saying is basically we have to Miami Heat the opponents. Just grind it out. Eventually,
I
they will
mean,
make mistakes
it,
that
it
will help
depends
us
on your opponent.
capitalize.
I mean, I would say it just also depends on your opponent and the type of grind it out. Um, like there are teams you can really get after them. Speaking of like um, New York City, you could have gone after. Colorado, you can go after. Like teams like that at the Chicago Fire, you can go after. Really teams at the bottom, you can really go after them. Your higher echelon teams, they're gonna find they've got probably more quality than the lower league teams, obviously, the lower standing teams. Um, they're gonna have a better game plan. I feel. They're gonna make you grind it out even more. But like I said, you just keep it simple. Make them adjust to your game. Don't adjust to theirs, and play from there.
Okay, so um, you know, 2-2 at half. Um, what'd you see in the third goal?
Matias Rojas is a great player. And no, what I did see was Benjamin Cremassi off the ball makes some great runs. Like I feel he well, I spoke about or me and a buddy of mine were speaking about this yesterday watching the game. He's good on the ball. He plays simple. He doesn't make us like he doesn't make a dumb pass or he doesn't try to force anything. He does what he does. But off the ball, like he can make those runs breaking the lines, breaking the defensive lines like Diego Gomez. So that's good. And he's worked on his finishing. So when Messi played that 1-2 with Rojas and Benham made that run and Rojas played that ball that dropped on his foot, the touch wasn't the best, but he was able to get it off and we scored. I mean, that was all Rojas and Benha at that point.
Yeah, I mean it was great combination play,
Hmm.
and it was good to see that what we saw early, which was the Messi influence on Benham, because
Hmm.
Benham played a few games before Messi came on, and then we saw just Benham blossom once Messi came. Uh, yes, Alex,
We're,
100%.
we're
Rojas
on the
was
Rojas train.
yes. I mean, those two goals were absolute. I mean, just great, great plays from him. The first one he cracked from the free kick, and then this one he set up. It was absolutely amazing. Um, but do you think that Benha has uh, another level from what we've seen?
He's 19 years old, man. He's got so much room to grow. I do think he has another level. Polishing off that finishing, I would say, could really transform him to a really good 8, 10 type of player because he comes back and he can play defense. He gets stuck in and tackles. Doesn't give up. He's hard. He's tough. Um, and he's got the technical ability to play up top, to play higher in the midfield and stuff like that. So if polishing off that finishing and refining all the tools and all his technicalities and stuff like that, kid can grow into a really good player.
This team aside, obviously not taking into account what the talent we have. Alex says that our center backs need to. I feel like that's sometimes it's a part of how we play. That sometimes we do leave our defense out to dry, but
They played
um,
amazing yesterday.
yeah. And thanks, Alex. Complete, you know, way to make me lose my train of thought. Do you think that Benha, what's separate? Here we go. Back to it again. This team
Mm.
aside, what is Benha's best spot, best position?
Uh, as an 8, as like,
Out wide,
huh?
out wide,
No,
in the
in a
middle.
4-3 in a 4-3-3. I'm gonna give you a hypothetical without Busquets starting. My midfield without Busquets starting, a full healthy Inter
But
Miami
I said
team.
without this team, just you have a blank spot. You
I have a
start.
blank spot. Uh,
You have blank canvas. Your first pick
He's
overall
my
is
right,
Benha.
my right center mid, my right mid in a 4-4-2.
Okay.
Right center mid in a 4-3-3 and a 4-4-2. He's a right mid. He can get out wide. He can play. Um, he can come back defensively. God, this guy, man. Who invites him? Who invited this guy?
That was so. I mean, you're making this man a start, and this man goes to the bench.
This guy. I mean, he's he's an important piece for us.
Do you think that? And you mentioned it a little bit before. That
Mhm.
first touch separates him from others, like from being world class.
I mean, I think there's a lot of things that separate him from being world class. But like I said, finishing off his attacking third qualities will improve his game.
So Miami finally gets the third goal that we just spoke about. They hold on to the game. They grind it out. 3-2 victory, 3 points atop the East. Feel great. Um, we had a midweek game, which we hadn't had in forever.
Hmm.
I've almost come to miss those midweek games. Um, 5-1 drubbing of Orlando.
5-0,
5-0
5-0.
drubbing of Orlando. No Messi at home. What was your expectation of this Orlando City team, given those
Mm,
factors?
they're not good. They're just not a good squad. I don't know what it is. Facundo Torres is a shell of himself from last season. I mean, I have no idea what's gone bad with him. Um, I mean, this team is all sorts of discombobulated. You have fans calling for Pareja to be sacked and stuff like that. So it's not a good team. They don't really don't play well as a team. So I expected, I knew they would show up for the game because it's in Miami and they got embarrassed last time. So it wasn't going to be a rollover game to say the least. But they really didn't. They had a couple good spells there, but they really didn't show a lot.
That was the game before the show before the Orlando City game, the first one. I think Alex Sanchez was saying that Suarez should be cut from the team, and then he scored those,
Those two
you know,
goals.
all those goals, and we never heard from Alex again, and now he makes an appearance again. So
I know.
it's 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 fun to see when
Ironic.
so no
No.
Messi,
Yeah.
um, a leg injury. I
Fine with
I
it.
didn't see really
I
anything
mean,
wrong.
a knee injury. I mean, just precaution. I would assume for Saturday's game.
Now,
Or
now,
yeah,
now,
but
now yeah, now he comes.
yeah. I mean, nothing really that I was worried about with Messi missing the game. Yeah, form is temporary, class is permanent. Um, yeah. So, obviously Rojas was gonna start. We get Toto back, Taylor up top with Suarez and Rojas. So midfield stayed the same. Um, the Red
That
Bull
was
game,
what,
yeah,
2 weeks ago.
that was yeah. I would no, yeah,
Smash says he almost. I mean, it was great, but why were you going to pass out? That makes.
because he was in awe of Matias Rojas and Messi and Suarez, of course. He was yelling so loud. Yeah. So, Orlando, we got a team without Messi. I'm sure their fans were pissed off, but screw them.
Do you think this was an old man rest injury?
Yeah, knee injury, a knee a bruise on his knee probably from that tackle. He did train a little bit. I think he trained on the side. I don't think he fully trained with the team. Or he didn't come out for the training session when the media was there, is what I was reading. But I think it was just, precaution, and he'll be good to go Saturday.
It's officially a show, ladies and gentlemen.
Because you frozen. You
Absolutely,
are frozen.
it's officially a show. So, all these new starters. Um, what'd you see at the start of the game?
Um, I saw a Miami team that came out with an opportunity to score really quickly. We kind of went for it right there, and that's going to be a theme in these games leading up to the Copa America. We're going to go for these the kill shots early. Um, Suarez got in an incredible spot to score. 1-2 with Taylor, or he let it run through his legs, and Taylor played him in between the lines, and Gallese made an incredible save, just denying him at the far post. And then we get another opportunity from Franco Negri off of a ball that Matias Rojas, it seemed like he played every time he touched the ball, was that third run behind their defenders. It was pretty much open all game, but we just couldn't get anything out of it. Squared Negri receives the ball and squares it back to Taylor, who shoots it, but it's blocked by a City defender. I saw us really confident going for that game without Messi. You know, Midfield was okay. We had our back line was good to start. Calendar was super calendar, as you like to call him. Made a great save back to back shots. Um, so good for him to get that form, up and running. I would say to start this game.
So I have an observation.
Yep.
Every time someone is missing,
Hmm.
especially of the big four,
Hmm.
it seems like the sky is falling. We're in a bad spot. We just really miss that player. The quality drops. Just, that kind of thing. I'll say this for Franco Negri.
Hmm.
I have not missed Jordi Alba, not 1 second. Nady has played so well that he's made me forget about Jordi Alba. Not saying that Jordi's bad,
No, it's
but
just
Franco Negi
it.
has played
It's a
exceptional.
luxury. It's a luxury to have two very good left-footed players on that left side. I mean, on the left back side, especially two guys that can play high up the field and track back is great.
It's when was it? This game against Orlando City. I looked at the lineup and I saw Nagy and I was like, oh my god, that's right, this guy's still out. And he plays and you don't miss him. Um, then forgot what minute was that he got subbed in.
Jordy?
Yeah.
Around the 70 something, I wouldn't say.
And
Maybe 60 something, 70 something. I know I'm pretty sure he got like 30-minute run in.
and sure as shit, that little shit makes you immediately remember why he's on this team.
Yeah.
Wow. Just I mean, I'm here thinking, oh look, we don't miss Jordi Alba. He gets subbed in. Oh, that's right. This is why we miss Jordi Alba.
Yeah. He makes those runs behind the defense, he plays the ball back and looks for crosses in the box.
He's so good
Yeah.
at it. So good.
He's done it all his career.
So you had mentioned Super Calendar, right?
I
And
did.
and he played amazing.
Hmm.
Um, Rojas was good, but he wasn't great.
Yeah.
Why do you think he had a little bit of a hiccup, a little bit of a speed bump?
I think he was trying to be that creator more than anything because that's the one thing we lack when Messi goes out, that creativity. But it also comes with the attacking prowess that Messi has. Rojas was great distributing the ball, I felt, but there are times that just take your shot, take on a defender and shoot, make it happen. He's got a great left foot.
Yes, he
Test the
does.
keeper. So that's where I think I that's where I wanted him to be more aggressive in that final third, looking for his shot, to say the least. I think, and this will come with him playing more stuff and being comfortable and stuff like that. He knows that he can be a creator at the same time he's going to be needed to rip a shot here and there.
Now, I found something odd.
What's that?
I thought that Suarez, and I understand it in the big scheme of things, but I thought it was a little early to take out Suarez. And
I
I
felt so
feel,
too.
huh?
I felt so too.
Yeah, I feel like he was frustrated to be coming out that early.
Yeah. I mean Suarez was active, man. Like he was trying to
Yes,
get at the end of balls that Gressel was serving in. He Suarez, remember, had success against the team, 2 goals and an assist against Orlando City the first time he ever played them. So
yes.
all he wanted to do was score, and he almost opened up the game with a goal. So yeah, I would have liked to see him go 70, 75 minutes, um, maybe even 80. I mean, he's shown he can, and against this team that tends to give up goals late at times, who knows what would have happened.
And he, on that first save that you spoke with Galese,
Hmm.
I think Suarez thought he had it in the bag because when Galese made that save, oh Lord, the you saw Suarez pulling on his shirt. You saw.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he thought he had scored.
yeah, I thought so. I think so too. I mean, a shot like that, he opened up his hips and opened up his body and shot across far post. Oh, trying to bend it in there. I mean, great save by Galese though.
Then we had that, and we call it strange, but I guess Tata had his reasons. That strange sub of Campana on so early, and
Hmm.
then you had Ruiz on for Benja and Alba in for Negri. I thought it was a little early for that Ruiz for Benja sub as well. I feel like if we had been up 1-0, I understand all of these subs. I didn't understand them at 0-0.
I think he wanted to go for it, honestly. Maybe a little tired legs from Benha, um, and stuff like that. Maybe the only reason I can see why, but it's not like we didn't want to go for the like we went for the win. We could have had it. Um, but maybe let those guys go a little longer, especially in that rivalry game. Bengham was on a yellow, so maybe that's why. So I mean, not terrible game management, not I wouldn't say fantastic, but just I would say average game management this time around from Tata. Really didn't mess around with the midfield or anything like that. So I felt Busquets had a nice game as well.
So tacticless Tata is getting better.
I think he's just keeping it simpler, to be honest. Not overthinking and not, oh, what are we gonna do here? No, just keep it simple. Have a defensive minded guy next to Busquets, or make sure Busquets is communicating with his midfielders, who's staying, who's going, talking with the back line. Busquets dropped in a lot last night, in between the center backs to play the ball, and I thought it was I thought he played well. He was finding guys over the top and stuff like that. So I think it was a well rounded game from him.
We have well, we mentioned earlier, but Alba comes in for Negri. Given the injury that I want to say it was a hamstring
Yeah, it was hammy.
late in that game, back when he got hurt. What
hmm
did you see from him coming back?
He looked fit. He looked healthy. He looked ready to play. Honestly, um, he looked ready to start again. Maybe this weekend. But he
So
looked spry. Fresh legs. Hmm?
You send Negri back to the bench.
Uh, the only reason I would send him back to the bench is because he's started so many games consecutively. Maybe to give him a break and have Alba start. But I think Alba is going to retake his starting spot eventually. Probably this Saturday, I would guess. But it's not a knock on Negri or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. So moving forward, do you think with the way Negri has played in Alba's injury absence, do you think you see Negri and Alba start together
Hmm.
with Alba maybe in more of a midfielder role?
Uh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Um,
We know how Alba loves getting moving, going.
mm, yeah, I mean, is it something that would be tried? Perhaps, but I think that's thinking really outside the box.
Okay. I just was throwing it out there.
No, no,
Wanted to see
no,
what
yeah, I know. Um, and I think we see Negri, or if they were to play together, maybe they one Negri starts on the at right back. I would say before Alba starts at center mid and Negri at left back.
so you see the not the emergence, but the quality of play from Negri has
hmm
earned him or earned Tata as well. The flexibility to give Chelo a night off or Alba a night off
I
and
mean,
plug in Negri, plug and play.
maybe yeah, but I mean, for me, I just don't like playing a left-footed player at right back. Especially since we like to get forward and stuff like that. Um, but if need be, yeah, he can play there.
Okay. Um, we saw no goals, 0-0,
hmm
1 point. Um, any disappointment, any concern of getting losing out on 2 points and only getting one?
No, I mean, we're still undefeated technically in our last 6 games, so it is what it is. It was gonna be a tough game just because it's at Orlando. They weren't gonna roll over and lay down and say, "Here, have another 5 goals." They played pretty. They played well enough to get a draw. I would say we for sure, our defense and our set piece defense especially played exceptionally well last night. I would say Freire and Keller had their best games of the season, and that was our first clean sheet since the last game against uh, Orlando. So good to
We
get a
haven't
clean
got a
sheet.
clean sheet because we always get scored on first.
I know maybe we need to get scored on first here, and then we would have scored 4 goals, but who knows? Not sure.
So next up for Inter Miami is a match at home against DC United. Last time we played DC United away at DC, it was it was a fun game. It was back and forth. Benteke was an absolute nightmare.
He's gonna be an absolute nightmare again. Just prepare yourself for it because I'm already prepared for it. He's gonna be an absolute menace to society.
Okay, but we did. I mean, absolute nightmare. We kept him off the score sheet. We did get hurt by. Oh my god, I forget his name.
Pedro Santos.
Yes. Do you think it's the same recipe here?
I mean, I just think it's gonna be us. We need to focus on Benteke. Make sure we're really marking him. Um, Freire didn't really play a lot that game because he got injured early. So let's see how Freire plays against them. But
Freire or was it him or Sergey or did they both get hurt?
no, Freire got hurt. Sergey came in.
Okay, yes, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Sergey. So just it's a top five goal scorer in the league. In terms of goals already in the season. Just control him, limit his touches on the ball, limit his looks on goal, and you should be able to handle this team.
3 points is the expectation.
Yeah, we're at home. We play really well. At home. We play better at home. Um, so I would say 3 points is the expectation, especially with the amount of game with the games coming up.
You expect to see Messi?
I do, I do. Giving him yesterday, giving him Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, today maybe off. Friday he does a little bit of training. Saturday he plays
Okay. We saw news of Redondo getting
slowly
back
but
to training.
surely.
Yeah,
Slowly but surely. I mean, I see him his posts on Instagram and stuff. He just wants to get back and play. Like he's eager to play.
he looks
And
so
I
happy on the pitch
he
training.
does. He does. He does. Like he's got such a good personality to him. Like he just wants to play and help his team out.
Okay, so expectation is 3 points. Further cement our spot on the East.
Mhm.
Redondo coming up, around the bend,
Mhm.
coming back. We
Yep.
expect to see Messi. Um, that sounds like a recipe for a good run of games through to Copa America. The
Yeah.
question is, with the tough part of our schedule coming up, ironically, through Copa America, do you think that maybe they should have done a better job of building more of a cushion for those tough games? Or do you
I
think we're
mean,
right on pace, right where we're supposed to be?
the games you go back to are probably the one that um New York City FC game and the Colorado game. Two games that we should have won. Hindsight, had 6 points from those two games. Maybe a little more cushion for us. But, you really can't go back and change anything. You can just look forward and just work on what's ahead of you. Um, it's going to be tough when obviously, when Copa America comes around because we have a tough slate of games. Um, but, just they got to just play hard, play to who they are, and not break.
Just bend but not break.
I mean, don't even bend. Maybe slight bend.
Well, according
Slight
to Alex, our center backs struggle. They need to step up because they get killed every game. So maybe they bend a little bit, but don't break.
Hopefully, Cucho Hernandez goes with Colombia to the Copa America because I really don't want to see him with Columbus Crew. Maybe I don't know if a couple other guys will get called up and stuff like that. So it'll be an interesting run of games to say the least.
Okay. Um, we do have some merch finally in. I do want to do a giveaway. Uh, one probably at the beginning of Copa America, and another one towards the end of the tournament. Um, the rules will be released sometime in the next, if not this weekend, over the long weekend for sure. So keep an eye out for that. Uh, Remember, we've launched two brand new shows here on the Kendall Sports Network. We've launched This Week in Miami every Friday, 7:30, recapping the week in Miami sports. And we also launched the Dolphin Chronicles, which is a Dolphin-specific show on Mondays here on the Kendall Sports Network. We do have, and let me just verify here with our stats and research department, trying to make sure that I have the correct info. We have, it's an autographed jersey to give away, an autographed Dolphins jersey. I'm just trying to verify who the signature is from. Second here. And I apologize for the delay. It's a it's a Hurricane jersey. It's a Frank Gore autographed jersey that we will be giving away on I'm not sure if it's the Dolphin Chronicles or This Week in Miami, but we do have an autographed jersey. Rules for that giveaway will also be released soon. Um, Mark, where can they find you?
Right there. There we go.
At
Right
Mark
there.
at Mark G1110 on
Mark,
X. You
Mark
can
G
find
numbers.
uh
Mark G numbers.
Mark G numbers.
Right there.
And then you can find me on X at Paramount Pete. Um, any last words, Mark?
No, man. I'm just ready to watch some basketball tonight. Panthers win tomorrow, and Inter Miami win on the weekend.
Okay, you heard it here first. Clean sweep from Miami sports. We don't even talk Marlins anymore. That team doesn't deserve any attention from anybody. Um,
You just gave them attention. Don't mention them.
but thank you for joining us on this episode of False Nine. Remember to hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you like the show, please tell your friends. Tell them to follow us on social media. Tell them to tune in. We do love comments anytime I'm not frozen. Um, Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week. I don't even know if I can do the outro. Um, but we'll see you
Outro,
guys.
baby. Play the
I,
outro.
I don't. I'm frozen. I don't think I can. Uh, but we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one, guys.